Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn social psychology. Today, an Ella in descent getting by with little help. And after we've done that, we're going to do neck stretching. And if you participate in the neck stretching, then it's very harmless. And this is a longer chapter, so we're reading on here. An Ella in descent getting by with little help. In Solomon Ash's initial experiment, subjects found themselves pitted against unharmonious majorities. But what if I had an ally, a partner in descent? Investigating this issue, Solomon Ash draws the lines. So we will ask which line has the same length as the up one, and a couple of times everyone said it rightly. It was quite easy to say it, but after some time when scripted, then the people started all in the group to say the wrong result. And then was looked, would the person try to fit in and say also the wrong answer? Or do we say what we actually see? Investigating this issue, Solomon Ash found that the presence of a single confederate who agreed with the subject reduced conformity by almost 80%. This finding, however, does not tell us why the presence of an ally was so effective. So we say, even if there were 10 people saying the wrong result, or 6 or 7 or so word, just one person saying it rightly, 80% are again saying what we see. This finding, however, does not tell us why the presence of an ally was so effective. Was it because he or she agreed with the subject, or because he or she disagreed with the majority? In other words, were the views of subjects strengthened because a dissenting confederate offered validating information, or because dissent per se reduced normative pressure? So the question is, was it because now another person says the result and the people no longer think maybe they are the only ones seeing it wrong, and now they have more information, now there's a second person seeing it that way, and they believe now to be actually true? Or do they just say it because they don't have so much pressure anymore to fit into the normative norms? A series of experiments explored these two possibilities. In one, Vernon Allen and John Levine led subjects to believe they were working together with 4 confederates. 3 of these others consistently agreed on the wrong judgment. The 4th either followed the majority, agreed with the subject, or made a 3rd, also incorrect judgment. The last variation was the most interesting. Even when the confederate did not validate their own judgment, and subjects conformed less often to the majority. Even when the confederate did not validate their own judgment, subjects conformed less often to the majority. So they're saying basically what the point is, what we're going to do. It is not that there is a second person, but maybe we should read first on, but why not? It is not that there's another person seeing something else and the person don't think they have understood the rules wrong, or that they have no more information, or they think there's a second person seeing that, so maybe that is actually true. It is all the time that they know that they are wrong if they say the wrong one, and now they're just saying what the correct result is. It is not because they now have validation. It is actually the right one because another person says it's not, but it is because they now feel the pressure not so strong anymore. So basically, even if the other person said a 3rd result which was also wrong, the person now knew all the other ones are not a complete group. They can say what they think. It made no difference if the other person said what was right or wrong. So it was not that there was no more information about the right result. In another study, Allen and Levine varied the competence of the ally. Some subjects received support from an average person. In contrast, others found themselves supported by someone who wore very thick glasses and complained that he could not see the visual displays. Not a very reassuring ally, right? Wrong. Even though subjects derived less comfort from the supporter than from one who seemed more competent at the task, his presence still reduced the level of conformity. So also if that person who said them the wrong, right result, whatever, was stating that they would be handicapped, I don't know what it's called, would have a problem with seeing the correct result, they still followed along. So it didn't matter what the other person said. It was just, do the others all say the same? It was just because of the group pressure, not because they were more sure that their answer was right. Two important conclusions follow from this research. First, it is substantially more difficult for people to stand alone for their convictions than to be part of even a tiny minority. Second, any dissent, whether it validates an individual's opinion or not, can break the spell cast by an unanimous majority and reduces the normative pressures to conform. Okay, I said it all. We could go on, but we are also in time. So that means that was the social psychology part. If you were here for social psychology, you can go directly to the next part, where we're going to read on. At one time, we will go back, read that section again, and try to make a little presentation and try to say in there what was argued there in the book. If you stay here and participate in the next 30 minutes, that is your hours. The legs are standing shoulder wide apart, breathe in and reach with the fingertips to the sides. Hold it down again. And again up. Hold it down. Breathe in and reach in front. And far back. And down. And again. Reach in front. High up. And back. And have the feet standing together. The arms to the sides. And circle with the arms around. And again back. And arms down. Legs to the sides. And tall up. Shoulders back. Breathe in. And breathe out and bring the head over to one side. And the chin down onto the shoulder. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift the gaze. Then the head over to the other side. Breathe it in. And out with chin down onto the clavicle. Breathe in, lift the gaze. Back into the middle. Then breathe in. Hold the head over to one side. And circle the head over to the other side. Breathe again in. Breathe halfway out. And then circle again. Back. Have feet standing together and intertwine the fingers back and back. Tall up, shoulders back. Breathe in. And out, bring the head over to one side. And chin down onto the shoulder. And pull with the hands down to the ground. Breathe in, lift the gaze. And over to the other side. Breathe again in. Out. Bring the chin down to the shoulder and pull the hands down to the ground. Breathe in, lift the gaze. Back into the middle. The feet are standing shoulder wide apart. Intertwine the fingers again behind the back. Bring the hands over to one side. Tall up, shoulders back. Breathe in. And out, bring the head over to one side and the chin down onto the clavicle. And pull the upper shoulder in and down. Breathe in, lift the gaze. Over to the other side. Breathe again in. Out, chin down onto the shoulder. Pull the upper shoulder down and in. Gaze back in the middle. Have the feet standing together. One arm behind the back. Breathe in the other one up. And breathe out and bring the head over. Down, pull at the head. Breathe again in. Out with your arm down. Arm behind the back. Breathe in the arm up. And out the arm over. Breathe again in. Out the arm down. Have the legs standing still together. Breathe in the arms up. And lean back and drop the shoulder blades together. In and up. Out and back. In and up. Intertwine the fingers and reach high. Breathe out, reach in front, hold the back. In and up, change the intertwining. Breathe out, reach in front. In and up. And lean back with the long arms, draw the shoulder blades together, and the elbows down. In and up. Out and back with long arms, draw the shoulder blades together, elbows down. In and up. Out and down the arms. Breathe in the arms up. Bring the hands to touch and lower them down towards it. That was the neck stretching. Thank you very much. And until next time.